UFC 314 wrapped up. This main card was absolutely stacked. Every single fight on it was amazing. I'm going to break down every single fight for you guys, starting off with Alexander Volkanovski taking on Diego Lopez. And this fight was absolutely amazing. And it was almost exactly how I thought it was going to go. The one thing that's different, though, with how I thought, I did not think Volk's chin was going to hold up as well as it did. I thought if Lopez started landing those big shots on him in the clinch like he did in the first 2 rounds, I thought Volk was going to go out. I was seeing Diego Lopez swing these big hooks and uppercuts, and he was just absolutely nasty in the clinch, but Volk held out, and he did a very, very good job at surviving, even if that 5th round was kind of a track race, as Volk was just running around the octagon. But this fight was great. In the first round, Volkanovski absolutely dominated him and then dropped him in round 1. Or he didn't drop him, but he rocked him and then tripped him with a takedown. And, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't actually a knockdown, but Lopez was definitely going down. And then in round 2, even though I did see a lot of people actually scoring this for Alexander Volkanovski, it went to Diego Lopez on every judge's scorecard and in my opinion. He dropped Volk at the end of round 2. It was a great round for Diego Lopez, absolutely ideal for him. And then in round 3, Alexander Volkanovski kind of began to take control again, same in round 4. And then in round 5, he just stick and move, jab and move, jab and move, jab and move. That's all Volkanovski was really doing, and it was working in the 5th, and he did a great job at surviving this fight, and he was winning the whole fight. So it was an absolutely amazing performance at Alexander Volkanovski, and I'm really, really excited that he got the belt back. And dude, I hope he defends against Evloev. I hope he defends against Evloev and then retires. I think that would be the best way to go about it. I think he'd beat Evloev, and there's not too many other top contenders in featherweight for him to really prove himself against. So I don't know, man. I think make Evloev Volkanovski and make Yair Diego Lopez. I think those are 2 great fights, and since Yair fought on this card, they should be ready for each other in a few months, so I'd love to see that. But moving down the card, the co-main event, we had Paddy Pimblett taking on Michael Chandler, and that fight was another amazing fight. Paddy Pimblett absolutely surprised me. Blew me out of the water. I did not think that Paddy Pimblett was going to do that to Michael Chandler. I get that Michael Chandler's not very good, but Paddy Pimblett just schooled him and dominated him. Like, beat him worse than Oliveira did, beat him worse than Poirier did, beat him worse than Gaethje did. I mean, it was wild. I was not expecting it at all. It was a great performance from Paddy Pimblett. In the first round, even though Michael Chandler did get the takedown and multiple minutes of control time, Paddy Pimblett, he showed out and he looked good and he won the first round, even though every single judge had the first round for Chandler. That makes no sense. I don't know how you could possibly give that round to Chandler. He did almost no damage on the feet, but in round 2, Paddy Pimblett just straight schooled him, and then in round 3, he schooled him and finished him. He landed this perfect, jump knee as Michael Chandler was dipping down looking for this big overhand, and, I mean, it just stuck Michael Chandler perfectly, sliced him open bad on his cheek, and he started moving up like, oh shit, I'm rocked right now, and he was, moving back, and then Paddy Pimblett just kept coming forward with shots. He shot in on a takedown and just... I mean, after he realized it was too bloody to submit him, he just started raining down 12-6 elbows at a full mount on him and took out Michael Chandler. That's what he did. I mean, it was really, really crazy. I was not expecting Paddy to just go in there and school Michael Chandler like he did. He completely wiped him up. I mean, it was wild. I think Paddy he beats everyone besides Arman and Islam. I think he beats Oliveira, beats Dustin, beats Justin for sure. I mean, I think he beats Holloway. He probably beats Dan Hooker, too. I mean, who really beats this guy at 155 besides the champion? I don't know. I think Arman would be a great fight as well. And Ilya. I think Ilya would be a great fight for Topuria. Or Ilya would be a great fight for Paddy. I don't know, man. I'm really excited to see where Paddy goes. As for Michael Chandler, cut him. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't even care about Chandler. I don't know. I guess give him Moicano. Or do the Conor fight. Now the Conor fight would look real good. It seems like Conor might have a chance against Michael Chandler if he performs like that. But I don't know. Conor's never going to come back again, and I think Chandler's going to retire. So I don't know. Great fight. But moving down the card, our feature fight was Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. And this was another amazing fight. And I actually did get this prediction right. A lot of the other fights on this card, I can't say so, but this prediction I picked really, really well, and Pitbull did not look good at all on the feet. Pitbull had basically no answers for Yair's kicks, and even Yair's boxing, which is notoriously not even good, right? Yair has really, really overrated boxing, but Pitbull just could not get on the inside of Yair, looked very small out there, looked very frail out there. I don't know, man. Pitbull's very, very small for the division. He's only, what, 5'4"? I cannot believe that he knocked out Michael Chandler. Can't believe, I mean, how did Pitbull knock out Chandler at lightweight? Like, dude, he's 5'4", dude, at featherweight. He's super small for featherweight, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this UFC run for Pitbull turns out. I don't even know who you'd want to give him next, but yeah, I mean, this fight was great. Round one, Yair was just working the kicks, working the striking really well. That's basically what happened is for all 3 rounds, Yair just worked the striking really well. Pitbull couldn't really get the takedowns, and then Yair dropped him really, really bad. I couldn't remember if it's round 2 or round 3, but he dropped him super, super bad with like a crisp 1-2. Just a 1-2 right down the pipe. I mean, he dropped Pitbull real bad, and then he was going for this ground and pound, and he was raining down these elbows and stuff, and he was raining down big shots, but it's like Yair's ground and pound is just kind of weak in a sense. Like, his shots they're all arm punches. There's not much power on his ground and pound. I'm not very impressed by Yair's ground and pound at all in this fight, and I don't think that he did very well on the ground either. I was expecting Yair to show improved grappling on the ground, but he actually got pinned down and held on his back whenever Pitbull could get him down there, and Yair did not look very good at escaping or transitioning at all on the ground. I'm going to be honest. I mean, it was giving me signs that if he had a rematch with Volk or if he fought Lopez, they'd probably take him down very, very easily. But, I mean, this fight was great. I think Yair and Diego Lopez is the fight to make, and I think Pitbull, dude, maybe give Pitbull Michael Chandler in a rematch. I guess that there's some hype behind that, but I don't think Pitbull would move up. I don't even know what's up with Pitbull. I don't even know what you do next for him, but moving down the card, we have Gene Silva taking on Bryce Mitchell, and this fight was another fight that I was super shocked about. I was not expecting Gene Silva to just completely annihilate Bryce Mitchell's grappling and stuff his takedowns with ease. I thought Bryce Mitchell was going to do a lot better than he did, and it almost seemed like Gene Silva was just toying with him from the start of the fight. Absolutely toying with him. This is a sad one, man. This is a really sad one. I was really convinced by all of Bryce's religious talk. A lot of religious talk from Bryce. I thought that he was going to be able to get the job done, but he didn't. And, you know, it's a real bummer. The first round, Bryce Mitchell actually started off pretty good, but the whole time Gene Silva was just taunting him, mocking him, smiling at him, and just not even taking him seriously at all. Even though Bryce was probably winning the first and probably won the first, if I'm going to be honest with you, but then Gene Silva got this super, super tight guillotine at the end of the first round, and it seemed close on Bryce. It was really close on Bryce, and then he had another ninja choke in that round that was just not close at all, but Bryce got out of that one pretty easily, and then round 2, Gene Silva actually turns it up. He puts the pace on Bryce Mitchell. He drops him early, drops him almost immediately, and Bryce Mitchell looks like he looks like he doesn't know what hit him. Looks like this is just not what he was expecting, not what he game planned for, and Bryce got walked down and beat up after that. I mean, Bryce shot in for a couple takedowns. They were very lousy. Gene Silva stuffed him very, very easily, and then what else even happened? What else did Bryce Mitchell even do? I don't even really think he did much, man. I mean, Gene Silva locked in this ninja choke in round 2, and I knew it was over. Everybody knew it was over. The second that Gene Silva locked that in, that ninja choke was nasty. He almost tore Bryce's head off. He put Bryce out. Bryce went out. He tapped, and then Bryce tapped, and then Gene Silva just kept hanging on to the choke, which is not allowed, but nobody's saying anything about it, and nobody's doing anything about it, so I guess whatever. But Bryce Mitchell, he went out to that, and the fight was great. Bryce Mitchell definitely looked not as good as I thought, but Gene Silva, I mean, he might be a future champion. He really might be a future champion. I mean, he looked great in this fight, and I think that he's going to do wonders in this featherweight division. But moving down the card, the final fight on this main card, we have Nikita Krylov taking on Dominic Reyes, and Nikita Krylov looked awful. I get that. Oh, almost knocked my camera over, but Nikita Krylov looked terrible. I was not expecting Krylov to look that bad. He was lunging in with these shots that were just not even close at all. And he was lunging in from so far away, telegraphing all of his punches, and he did not look good. But Reyes, I mean, that pullback too, that was very beautiful. To be fair, Krylov was throwing punches from a mile away, and throwing like this, leaning forward. He was like this, dude. Like this, like just leaning forward. I mean, it did not look good, and Krylov looked awful. And he looked like he hasn't been in there in 2 years, which is true. And I probably shouldn't have picked him. But Dominic Reyes, he is very skilled, and I think that he's a lot better than a lot of these lightweights. The only problem is I think he'll get chinned at the top of the division. He got chinned by Ryan Spann. If you're getting chinned by Ryan Spann, I think you'll get chinned by Yuri, right? I think you'll get chinned by Roundtree. I think you'll get chinned by Jamal Hill. I think you'll get chinned by Pereira. I think he'll get chinned, not chinned, but I think he'll get beat by Ank. And I could see Rakic chinning him. I think that's the fight to make for Reyes. I think is Rakic. That's a good one. I know that he called out Yuri, but dude, you're not rematching Yuri. Like, you're just not doing that yet. Maybe Olberg or Blachowicz. I'd like to see him fight Blachowicz. I think he'd beat Blachowicz. I also think that he would beat Rakic as well. But those guys could absolutely chin him. But I'm excited to see where Reyes goes. As for the prelims, what were the fights in the prelims? Sean Woodson and Dan Ige, they had a really good fight. All the judges had Dan Ige up 2-0 going into the third, even though I had it 2-0 Woodson, if you want my honest answer. But they had Ige winning, and then Ige landed an amazing... He slipped the uppercut from Sean Woodson and dropped a big overhand, clipped Woodson on the chin, wobbled him all over the place, and then Woodson shot in for a takedown, which... What are you doing shooting him for a takedown if you're Sean Woodson? It was a very dumb move. It showed a sign that you did not want to be there anymore. And it showed. Then Dan Ige started just hammer fisting Woodson, couple good shots, and the ref had to step in. Everybody's talking about how this is an early stoppage, terrible stoppage. I do think that it was a little bit early, but the only thing that would have happened was more shots from Dan Ige. Like, Woodson was not moving from that spot, and he shot in on the takedown that was never going to get. He was never going to get that takedown, and he was just not really working. I don't know. Good fight. Verna Jandiroba had a really, really dominant decision. I don't think she'll be able to beat Wei Li, but I definitely think that she'll have a future in this division. Sumer Dalje looked great on the feet against Mitch Raposo. Even though he did get taken down a few times, he just did not let Raposo keep him down. Sumer Dalje was on his feet for almost this entire fight, and he looked very, very good. He was mostly just touching up Raposo the whole time. He didn't look too great. Like, he didn't use too much power against Mitch Raposo, but either way, he looked really, really good. Cedricus Dumas and Mikhail Okajashchek, they fought, and Dumas straight up quit. Like, he pretended to get knocked out. He really did. Mikhail Okajashchek hit him, and the crease in Okajashchek's elbow right here hit Dumas on the forehead, and Dumas got hit in the forehead, and then went, and then pretended to get knocked out. And then he went down, caught himself, eyes are wide, eyes are bright, and then he just covers up and doesn't move, and then protests the stoppage. Made me so mad. Cedricus Dumas literally just quit in there, and he looked very, very scared against McCall. He literally did not take one step forward after that fight started, and he just seemed like he was feeling the pressure of the moment, and he was losing. And then he lost. That's what happened. Cedricus Dumas. Not very impressive by him. What were some other good prelims? Nora Knoll had a really, really dominant performance over the other woman that she fought. And yeah, the prelims were kind of weak, especially compared to the main card. I thought they were going to be a lot better, but this fight card was super, super awesome, and I'm happy that we actually had a really, really good card this year. If you guys like the video, subscribe to my channel, comment if you guys want to see me do more recaps on pay-per-views, and yeah, great card.